Snow in set number 1. Tasinga whips it back on Wiersma. Plainsmen have to scramble and get an Alvarez Jorge bump free over. Far side swing. Alvarez Jorge with the touch on the attack. Maggie Larson is turned back by the block of the Plainsman setter, and Anna Reuter with the block assist in there as well. 6-6 as Ani Helf will take the serve. Helf, one of the more decorated servers in Plainsman history. She'll rip it down the far side. Larson struggles with control. Run down by Taysom and a free ball over by Tasinga. Up by Helf. Jorge near side. Havacost into the block and down for the kill. Katie Havacost with her second of the match. Plainsmen up 7-6 in set number 1. Ani Helf holds the most aces in a single set and a single match in Northeastern Volleyball 50-year history. Serve will be fired down the far side. Set over too big and out. Block pulled down, and Larson wailed it too long. This has been Snow's problem today, as we noted. Badger team that didn't get in till almost 3 a.m. because of travel issues yesterday, and playing their third match of the day on like 5 hours of sleep. 8-6 serve short. Not played cleanly as Holly was peeled back, and an ace will go the way of Ani Helf. The Plainsmen out to a 9-6 advantage on a 4-0 run. Helf working right side of the line, got the funky toss and topped it into the net. Third Plainsman service error of the match. 3 Plainsman service errors, 2 hitting errors. So Snow just 2 earned points. 1 forced hitting error, so 3 total with the blocking end of things. Serve fielded back row by Nuzzo. Dumps that over the net for Alvarez Jorge, and she'll get the kill, much to the delight of the student section. Not nearly as thick on the student section tonight as it was yesterday. Friday, some of the stateside students may go home. Anna Reuter with the serve, scramble to keep it alive, and a bump free over by Kaylee Parrish. Set to the near pin. Havacost. Oh, yeah. Katie Havacost with her third kill. Until she is a top-notch athlete that's hoping for potential Division I opportunities following NJC, as a timeout is taken by Snow College and head coach Michael Daniel. Timeout brought to you by Bank of Colorado. They believe in keeping banking simple. Apply for the loan you need today. Do it fully online. Get your dream home taken care of. bankofcolorado.com. Member FDIC. This Plainsman team is chock full of athletes. Florida Atlantic transferring Gabby Oos, playing in her redshirt sophomore year. Katie Havacost, who played at Montana State Billings last year. I think she has the skill set to be high up on that recruiting end of things. Of course, Nerea Alvarez Jorge, just a freshman, but she'll definitely have some Division I looks following here. Ani Helf, height-wise, I don't know if D1s will take a chance on her, but she's going to end up at whatever school make them very happy as well. Anna Reuter, same thing. She can, of course, Anna Reuter, who still has the serve for NJC out of the timeout, can come back next year. But that's the kind of thing NJC's building here that Snow has built for a number of years. At a great place to get your reps in and give yourself a chance to improve your position post-junior college. 11-7 NJC, sliding dig up back row by Grace Hawley. Far side roll shot over the top of the block. Down and in for the kill for Maggie Larson. So ends the Plainsman run at 4-0, brings the 6-2 substitution in. Back to the starting tandem of Kinley Curbs and Ella Keisel. So Keisel, who started as a middle today, is now rotating as a right side. Coach Daniel having shuffled around, I believe, some of his. I don't believe Keisel was rotating as a right side earlier today. Serve fielded by Helf. Slide to the far pin. Oos off the block of the net. Jorge near side. Havacost down the line. That is not fair. She went up full cross, mid-air, had the core strength to turn and rip line for her 4th kill of the match. One full rotation through. Plainswomen, all 6 have served. Nerea Alvarez Jorge up 12-8. Dying Quail serve near the 10-foot line. Blocked there. Gabby Oos turns back the swing of Ella Keisel. Again, that's Oos and Havacost. Free ball be run over. Chased down by Chintala. Quick control up. Back throw far side. Falea dead center. Fielded by Curbs. Scramble and a free ball. Barely eclipses the net. Havacost controls it up. Gets set back near pin. Off tape. Down and in for the kill. Katie Havacost with 5. Getting the control in the midst of that rally. Plainswomen lead 13-8. Nerea firing in near side, and there's that back roll struggle again. Larson, and then a free ball over by Wilson. Run down by Health. Near side Havacost. Off hands, got the tip kill. Off the block at the net for her 6th. Katie Havacost struggled last night for the Northeastern Plainswomen early in the match. Still finished with 9 kills. It's already collected 6 through the first 22. Substitution for Snow. Kira Crosby, sophomore, back on. She will field it backside and be set up far pin. She'll cross it over. Controlled near side up by Chintala. Back throw Falea into the double. Chicken wing up by Oos on the front row. Near pin. Havacost down the line and in for the kill. Woo! Katie Havacost is locked today the way that Ani Health was locked last night. 15-8 Plainswomen. Nerea to serve again. Controlled up by Tasinga onto the Plainswomen's side. Trying to keep it on her side was Kinley Curbs. She'll be tagged with a back row attack as she touched a ball higher than the net that tumbled over. And the Plainswomen have doubled up Snow, 16-8. Nerea hammers it down the middle and picks up the ace. Snow just struggling on that back row. Maggie Larson was replaced by Kira Crosby because of that outside rat back. It's not necessarily the DS's, it's that outside rat back that's having trouble, and the Plainswomen are picking on it, as teams have all day today. Go back at it again. Scramble near side. Tip into the block at the net. Katie Havacost turned back the tip from Wilson and will not get 3 to get it back over, so give Havacost credit for that one. Plainswomen up double digits and a timeout by Snow College. Brought to you by Bailey Mechanical. It's still summer, but you are going to need your heater when it becomes wintertime before we know it. Call your local Lennox dealer, Bailey Mechanical. Get it checked out today. Have your maintenance done. 970-522-0471. Snow looks like a team that's playing its 3rd match of the day and is running on 5 hours of sleep. That's where Snow is right now. They just don't have their legs underneath them. And Northeastern, who hasn't played today, many of the players have been the ones shagging the balls and keeping book or keeping libero tracker or whatever they've needed with many of the traditional work studies unavailable today because it is class all day. They've been itching to get on the floor. I've sat and talked with many of these athletes today during the tournament. Of course, we did video coverage on NJC's YouTube page for the first 2, and I took the 3rd off to get myself a little bit of a nap in before this broadcast tonight. So both timeouts burned. Set 1 for Snow College. They can get their control there. They've proven they can hang with NJC if they can get their receive into a great position. Nerea Alvarez Jorge will have the serve. Nerea hammers it far side and picks up the ace on that struggle with control. That is the 3rd ace for the Northeastern Plainswomen. Iowa Western even Wind Snow swept them, still aced Snow 7 times earlier today. WNCC aced them 13 times in the 4-set match, so 23 times Snow's been aced today. Definitely the receive has been their downfall. Far side, left-handed punch down the line by Wilson, forces the Plainsmen out of system. Quick set to the near pin, attack by Havikas deep. Back set to the near side, down the line. Nice coverage up by Chintala on the left-handed swing for Wilson as it clipped the block. Far side swipe down the far line for Crosby. Jorge near side, Havikas cross, cut the line, tickled it for the kill. Her 8th of the set. 20-8 Plainsmen. Nerea Alvarez Jorge continues with the serve for NJC. Spaniard punches it short to Singer, runs it up. 0 down the middle, block there to deny the attempt of Keisel. That'll be Oos and Faleo that will come up with the blocking tandem that go around. Gabby Oos, who's inching toward top 10 in a career here at NJC on blocks. That's her 3rd block of the weekend, so 185. 205 is number 10 for a career. Short serve, and Nerea Alvarez Jorge tumbles in near the 10-foot line. Backline can't cover. 22-8. Alvarez Jorge whips it. Misplayed back row by Crosby. Collision. Crosby will get the bump free back over. Health with the control up. Jorge. Oos. Oh, yeah! Gabby Oos with her first of the night. It's nice to see Gabby. I know that she's really trying to find herself right now. On such a deep team, she kind of had her spot solidified last year, but this team is so deep that she's got to make the most of the minimal swing she may be getting on any given night. How about another ace for Nerea Alvarez Jorge? That is 4 aces on this sequence, and 24-8. NJC has 16 set points. I'm pretty sure this is a 13-0 run. I think it was 11-8. Jorge lines it into the net, so ends that run there. And back to serve will go Kira Crosby. Crosby is a good attacker herself, better than 2 kills a set this season. Haven't seen her do much serving today as she flies it deep. Wung up back row by Health. Near side Havikas off the block. Diving up on the backside by Curbs and a free ball run over. Up by Jorge out of system. Chintala bumps that far side Faleo. She'll roll shot it again. Get Snow out of system playing it on the setter. Near side left off the block from Wilson will get the kill. So Snow scrambles. We haven't seen them succeed much out of their system when the setter is not the second touch of the ball. 24-10. Kira Crosby flies the serve deep. Miscontrolled back row. One-handed diving up by Jorge, and Havikas tools the block of the net for her 9th kill of set number 1 and a 25-10 victory for the Northeastern Plainsmen. Set 2 coming up next. It's the 40th annual Sheila Worley Invitational on the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
They're running on like 5-6 hours of sleep. It's their 3rd match of the day.
Plainsman Volleyball dominated in set number 1, 25-10. Their victory as we head to set number 2 back at the Bank of Colorado Event Center. It's brought to you by Ice Lanes. Have fun without breaking the bank at Ice Lanes. Walk in and bowl. Call ahead and reserve your lane. Whichever you choose, 970-522-3331. 9 kills for Katie Havacost in set 1. Havacost didn't have a hitting error. NJC only had 2 total hitting errors. Katie Havacost had to hit close to 600 in that first set. With the number of swings she took, the lack of kills, I can't imagine she took more than 15 swings in that first set. That'd be 9 divided by 15. That's how you figure hitting percentage if you want to math it along with me at home. I bet she hit 600 in that first set. So we head to set 2. Plainswomen didn't give away a lot of points. They gave away 4 on their service with some service errors, but they collected 5 aces. So can't really be upset that you're plus in that regard. Just the 2 hitting errors. Snow, it's not like they played poorly. They only had the 3 hitting errors and the 1 ball handling error. They only gave NJC 4 of the 25 points that they scored. If you include serve receive problems, 9 of the 25. It's still not a terrible percentage. At this point, you made your opponent earn 2/3 of them. And I don't know if you can really count as an error those aces the way that Northeastern has served. Badgers get Larson back in there. She was replaced in set 1. She's back out there. No changes for NJC as Snow goes right to left and Northeastern left to right in this second frame. Badgers will have the serve in the hands of freshman setter Kinley Curbs. Curbs whips it far side, fielded by Havacost. Jorge sets for Havacost down the line, dig free back over onto the Plainsman side. Handed up by Helf down the middle. Oos! Yeah! Gabby Oos puts it to the floor for her second of the match. Anna Reuter dominated the middles last night, 7 kills. Pair of blocks, pair of aces. Oos just 3 kills, 2 blocks. Oos getting on the right side here is Havacost. Will fire it down the far side. Quick handed up back row, set near side. Block, 2 wide and out. Paleo tried to turn back. Hallie Wynn's swing, and Wynn used her to ping it out. So Snow at 1-all. We'll hand the serve to Maggie Larson. Larson flies it too big and out. Whitney Chintala picks up the serving for the Northeastern Plainswomen. Chintala spins it too wide and out. Whitney was exceptional last night. She was our DDC Plainswoman of the contest. They've not statted the match yet, but I am betting that she was close to 30 digs last night. I'm unable to keep that as I'm a one-man crew. Play-by-play, color commentary, stat keeping, and board operation as Ani Health chips it off the block and it tumbles over and down for the Northeastern Plainswomen. That'll hand the serve to Francesca Nuzzo. She missed all of last year with a torn ACL. Came in as an outside. We've seen her take a couple back row swings for the Plainswomen as well. 3-2 NJC. She nearly picks up an ace here at the net. Joust won by Ani Health, kept up by Snow. Near side swing, crawls net court, diving up by Chintala, back row. Far pin, Health turned back by the block. Chicken wing up once, twice, but a third won't get over. Smulin and Larson teaming up for the block. That go around for the Badgers. Snow has won a pair of matches in a row against NJC. Plainswomen actually have only won 1 of the last 9 against this Badger club. First time out of the set, we'll talk about that history. 3-all. As the serve is fielded by Wiersma, back row. Out of the back corner, Chintala sets up Health, who whips it deep, and the bump free will come over from Holly, who had a great initial dig. Quick 0 down the middle, Reuter off the block, diving up near the 10-foot line. Near pin set, hopping hands on the swing is Liv Marshall. We talked about her in the pregame show. Marshall has been the best hitter today for the Badgers. You take out the first 2 sets against WNCC. She has 19 kills across 6 sets played. 4-3 Snow advantage. Fielded back row by Wiersma. Sets for Ani Helf. She'll crush it to that back line. Can't be contained by the Badgers. And a 4th kill in the match for Ani Helf. She had 19 last night. Gives herself the serve. Helf spins it far side on the wrap back outside for the coverage. Quick set to the near pin, and Kaylee Parrish puts it down. They had the outside wrap back and then spun the opposite or right side hitter to the near pin. Volleyball's become a lot more fluid with really just pin hitters and middles, and even at that, your middles at times can hit opposite too, so gotta understand where your different weapons are. Havikos, far side, left-handed tip down the line. Nice diving up on the far side by Taysom. Bump set out of system, and Maggie Larson gets her 2nd kill of the match. Grace Hawley with her 2nd assist. That's already more points won out of system in this match than Snow had won in the first 2 matches combined. Those scrambling points are critical. Tasinga continues with the serve, and she's 2 wide and out. I like that serve for Tasinga, though. I've talked about it on the video earlier today. Tasinga has a nice, powerful arm, but a lot of her serves have been dead center. She's played more line in this match, a lot more aggressive on her serve. I don't mind that service error there. Anna Reuter will go back to serve for the Northeastern Plainswomen as she'll spin in near side. Tasinga will bump set out of the back corner from Maggie Larson. Tipped over, quick set, far side, Havikos obliterates it. Dig over, Havikos again. She shanks it, it clips block at the net and goes down. The overpass gives her 10th kill of the match. Plainswomen 6-all on the advantage. Have the serve. Reuter again. Sneaky, good middle server. Far side set, 2 wide and out. Did they get the touch on the block? They did not. Smulen immediately held the hand up that she caught block, but nobody signaled as such. 7-6 lead for the Plainswomen. Reuter. Serve, short, popped up quickly, down the middle, and a tip short comes from Parrish. Up by Jorge, far side bump by Havikos into the block at the net, and she induced Kaylee Parrish into the net. This is the one rotation where you don't have a backup setter because your libero, Chintala, is on the floor, so the ball's played on the setter. Someone has to step in. Good work by Ani Helf there. She's played some beach volleyball in her career where you only have 2 people and both sides have to set. A little sneaky dump over the net by Kareen Taysom for the kill on the Snow College side. Dig got on top of her quickly, and as a back row setter flicked the wrist to drop it to the floor. And JC leads 8-7. Short serve, diving up by Helf, over and out. That will be an ace for Grace Hawley. Hawley, great receive this time by Helf. Jorge sets off the block. Havikos, that's 11 kills in the match for Katie Havikos. Divine Faith Faleo in on the front row for the Plainswomen as Nerea Alvarez Jorge will have the serve. Angle at far side, not handed up cleanly. Chased down and a bump free over for Snow. Run up by Chintala near the 10-foot line. Up to Oos. Mashed it down. Gabby's 3rd of the match. Coach Chrisman said before the match that obviously she's going to start with her base 7, but that this was one where if things struggled, she was going to try and keep the leash short on everybody. Nobody's struggling just yet. 10-8 Plainswoman. Roll shot into the net. That'll be a hitting error on Larson as it never touched the block. Block pulled back when they saw the tip coming to let it fly by, but it never went by. 11-8 NJC. Nerea Alvarez-Jorge continues with the serve. I think it was a 13-0 run, 12 of it on her service in set one. She'll line it down the middle, set, block, back, fillet out. Denied! Maggie Larson tried to hit through the 6'4 sophomore, and Filao turns it back. 12-8 NJC. Serve will be whipped far side. Hawley stumbles well receiving, be kept up nicely through the block. Wing up by Jorge. Far pin Havikos. Hops tape. Ball dies down. Second touch over. Controlled up by Helf. Jorge back near side. Filao tips it far side. Run down, bump set, and a free roll will go by Larson down the line. Again played on the setter, Nerea. Back row swing for Ani Helf. She'll crush it over to the far side. She plays it on the setter, Taysom. Far pin swing over the top of the block at the net, and down for the kill goes Hallie Wynn. Nice scramble that go around to get another point out of system. That's 3 in the match. Snow through the first 7 sets had won 3 points out of system in total. 12-9 NJC. Back on comes starting setter Kinley Curbs. Curbs. Fielded by Havikos. Slide to the near side for Filao. Swings it to the far line for her first kill of the match. Devine was one of 4 Plainswomen past the 5-kill threshold last night. Plainswomen have gone outside heavy against Snow so far this evening. Havikos firing it down the far side on the serve. Ball knocked back dead center up by Havikos. Jorge bumps that, help swing. Did not catch the block. It's just the 3rd hitting error of the match for the Plainswomen. NJC 13, Snow 10. Serve fielded by Wiersma, back row, far side Help. Go right back to the one that committed the hitting error, and Ani Help obliges with her 5th kill of the match. Whitney Chintala will take the serve for the Plainswomen. Chintala, high fly, far side. Near side swing will come from Marshall. Quick set for Reuter. She'll tip it short. Marshall the only option again. She pings block at the net and gets the kill. Plainswomen had the double there, and Marshall knew how to use it. (14-11). Benches are being asked to step back, apparently to splayed out in the direction of the field of play. Serve controlled up by Chintala. Jorge sets far side. Health goes off speed. It clips block, clips hands. Free ball out of the backside over. Goes off the solo block attempt of Reuter and will result in a kill for Maggie Larson, her 3rd of the match. That leads Snow. Serve fielded by Chintala. Back throw to the near pin. Filao whips it down the line. Scramble to keep it in play, and a free ball touch deep. Run up by Wiersma. Jorge sets. Reuter blocked back at the net. Teaming up Keisel and Marshall. Snow's back within 1, 14-13 in this second set. Southpaw serve fielded by Wiersma. Quick set, far side, Help. Woo. Aggressive serve, and the Plainswomen said, okay, you want us to play fast? We got you. 15-13. Scoreboard brought to you by Buckeye Welding, supplying you have questions, they have answers. 330 South 11th Avenue in Sterling. Jorge, short serve, not played cleanly. She's going to pick up her 5th ace of the match. By my tally, or pardon, that's not Jorge, that's Nuzo. It's the team's 6th ace of the match. I got wrong rotation there on my score sheet. 16-13 Nuzo. Dig free over. Jorge swipes it down for the kill. So an overpass. And Coach Daniel is going to pause this one quickly. NJC is starting to pull away. I mentioned it earlier, first time out, we were going to talk about the history. Plainswomen have Snow since 2010 have played 10 matches. NJC has only won 2 of them. They won September 3rd, 2010 in Salt Lake City in a sweep, and they won at the NJCAA National Tournament in November of 2019 in the opening round in 4. Those are the only 2 times they beat Snow in my tenure as the voice of Northeastern Volleyball. This Plainswomen team, much different look this year than Snow is accustomed to seeing from them. And Snow, I would argue, is a much different look because they traditionally are built an awful lot like the Plainswomen with some really high-end hitters. And while they have good hitters, they're a much more balanced club, much akin to what NJC was last year, where you had 4 different athletes that were going to get you 8 and 9. And not, 2 athletes that are going to come and take over with 15, 16, whatever the case may be. Much more balanced. I think they're going to be a very dangerous club, having played the high-end competition they have. But the roles are almost reversed in this match from the makeup of the rosters. Plainswomen lead 17-13. Nuzo with the serve out of the timeout. Fielded by Holly back row. Quick set down the middle, and Smulin puts it in. So Smulin with her first kill of the match. Back at the middle after rotating as a right side in the first set. Talked about that fluidity in this sport in set number 1. Players being able to play a wide range of positions. Badgers serve. Green Taysom fielded quickly, set for Helf. She'll chop it line. Taysom has to play it, scramble to keep it up, and a bump roll will slide over the top of the block of the net. Up by Nuzo. Jorge, far side. Helf, line, kill. Ani Helf with her 7th of the match, 5th of the set. After Katie Havacost had 9 in the first set. To say this has been outside heavy would be an understatement. 18 of the Plainswomen's 24 kills have come from outside hitters. 18-14 Plainswomen scramble off the miss, receive, bump free, played over by Parrish. Jorge will set to the far side. Havacost punches it into the block and gets the kill. If you see something as a coach or a setter that you feel you can exploit, do it. And given that Snow playing in their 3rd match of the day, you've seen pretty much everything the Badgers are going to throw out there. The Plainswomen obviously feeling like they can ride the outside to a dub this evening. Helf up 19-14. Rockets the serve down the near side on the just entered in Kira Crosby. 3 ball rolled 2 wide and out by Kaylee Parrish. That'll go down as a hitting error, but it ultimately is because the receive went awry on the service touch and a timeout taken by Snow. First National Bank in Fleming wants you to be certain in your financial institution and certain in the management team at First National Bank in Fleming. Member FDIC. Just 1 match today for the Plainswomen. Tomorrow, we will see a pair of matches, the first and last matches of the day. Plainswomen play Indian Hills, which beat New Mexico Military in 5 in the first match of today's action. So, ostensibly for the championship. There is no champion crowned in tournaments like this. It's not like you got bracket play or whatever. But Plainsmen have a chance to go 4-0 this weekend if they can beat Indian Hills. Indian Hills would have a chance to do the same. I don't remember who they play. Probably Dodge, I think, is their second match tomorrow. And then the Plainsmen will play Iowa Western tomorrow night at 5:30. I meandered through all of that to tell you, come to the Bank of Colorado Event Center tomorrow. Check out great volleyball. Out of Snow's second timeout. Ani Helf will continue with the serve for the Plainsmen. She'll fly it short, popped back row, dumps that over and down for the kill. Goes Kareen Taysom, the sophomore. She's shown some pretty soft hands today. She's collected, I believe, that is now 5 kills as a back row setter. The Plainsmen will make a sub here. Anna Reuter being lifted. On for her will come Kennedy Halper. And then Ani Helf will also be replaced by Avery Burdett, the freshman from Wiggins, as a DS on the back row of 2015 in the second set. Up 1-0 as well after a 25-10 set number 1. Had to reassign a captain, as Helf is that all-six captain for the Plainsmen. Up back row by Chintala. Far side set. Havakost, a baker's dozen today. 13 kills as Gabby Hughes will come in. And now Grace Yoder will serve. Normally Anna Reuter would serve for herself, but last year's Region 9 Libero of the Year, who has been relegated to the bench this year with such a deep back line, gets a chance to serve, and she's got a nasty one. 21-15, she knuckles it deep, fielded by Tasinga. Quick set down the middle. No touch, and 2 wide, and out goes the attack from Kaylee Parrish. Players like Grace Yoder, Taza Conger, who were part of the regular rotation, Emma Meyer last year, have been asked to be a drastically different role this year, and the cheerleaders now getting a chance in this second set. Dump set over, that's now 6 kills in the tournament for Kareen Taysom. Plainsmen running short on subs in this setup. 22-16 will sub the libero for Yoder and wait to sub Halper back in if she makes it back to the front row. Dump set over. Nerea Alvarez says, your setter can do it, I can do it too. And now the Plainsmen will have the serve in the hands of Nerea Alvarez Jorge, and here comes Taza Conger as the right side hitter instead of Divine Faith Falam. Jorge, fielded back row, set to the near side. Over the top of the block goes the attack of Kira Crosby, her first kill of the match. (23-17) NJC. Kinley Curbs will have the serve. Curbs pops a deep mishandle by Havakost. Run down near the stands by Chintala, and a bump free over by Burdett. Chased down by Holly, the libero for the Badgers. Near side cross to the far corner. Crosby picks up her second kill. Plainsmen just got swept to the near side and back on that scramble and left up an avenue to be able to play the ball down. 23-18. Fly dead center, fielded by Burdett. Run up by Jorge, free ball over by Oos. 10-foot line up, back set far pin, blocked there, turned it back, but into the net, and then it caromed down the near side and could not be kept in play. Will result in a Hallie Wynn kill. Snow back within 4. I don't know that NJC has enough subs to get their regulars back out there in full. Short serve up by Havakost, who's set to the far side. Obliterates it near side. Ball dug up high. Free ball be flung over wide and out for Tasinga. And 5 set points for the Plainsmen. Katie Havikos to serve to put the Plainsmen up 2-0. Set point brought to you by Northeastern. All your educational goals can be achieved right here at Northeastern. Visit njc.edu for more information. Ani Health back in on the front row. Havikos whips it deep. Popped up back row. Quick swing around the block of Oos. Jorge back set. Conger off the block. Chased up high by Tosinga. Back set far side push into the block. Oos and Health there to turn it back once. Free ball over. Handed up by Jorge. Kept up by Havikos. Down the far line from Health. Scramble up to the near side. Swing for Crosby. Play deep. Diving dig up by Chintala. Far side Health. Did she catch block? No, she did not. She's too strong on her swing. Fourth hitting error of the set for the Plainsmen. And still with set point, but now at 24-20. Kira Crosby will serve for another run. Plainsmen checking how many rotations they have left. They got Wiersma in on the back row. Short serve fielded by Wiersma. Not cleanly. Conger is set and turned back by Liv Marshall. First solo block of the night. No fault of Taza Conger's there. The dig from Wiersma went awry, and Ray Alvarez Jorge had to trace it down near the stands. Set point at 24-21. Serve too big and out, and that will anticlimactically end the second set. 25-21. Plainsmen take the second lead 2-0. 40th annual Sheila Worley Invitational on the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Back at the Bank of Colorado Event Center as we head to set number 3. The Northeastern Plainsmen lead 2-0 on Snow College. But as we head to the third set, Snow took some momentum. Remember, this is a team, our third set brought to you by Premier Farm Credit over 100 years. They've been providing affordable, reliable, and consistent credit. Visit premieraca.com. This is no team that didn't get into town until 3 a.m. because of travel issues last night. Played at 10 a.m., 11 a.m., whatever time it was. I don't know. I've been here all day. And 1:30 p.m. Then had a match off and is playing their third match of the day. So running on limited sleep, third match of the day. Sometimes those are the most dangerous teams when you can find that fifth or sixth burst of energy. See if the Plainsmen can avoid the complacency that caught them in set number 3 last night. And won the first 2 against Laramie County and then just couldn't. They could not find it in that third set. Ray Alvarez Jorge will have the serve going right to left in this third. Rea hammers it far side, popped up back row by Crosby, block at the net by Gabby Hughes. Back throw far side, Faleo turning it back, ball punched over on the reactionary dig. Bump set to the near side, Havicost. Turn back at the net on the block from Wynn and Keisel. That's the first one tonight that Katie Havicost will be credited with a hitting error for because the block denied her. She had collected 13 kills without a hitting error in the first 2 sets. Serve is too big and out for Kira Crosby. Havicost will take the serve. Crosby is serving for herself, and then Tasinga is just a defensive specialist. After Tasinga had served much of today. Angle serve for Havicost to the far side, forced out of system. Little run shot played by Marshall down the line, up by Jorge. Chintala bumps that Health near side off the block. One arm dig up by Tasinga, scramble again, far side. Tip over Jorge, diving dig up on the tip from Marshall. Freed back over by the Plainsmen. Oos keeps it up off the swing into the block. Freed over by Chintala, diving up by Jorge. On a dump over the net, far side, Faleo hops hands at the net. Grace Hawley far side. Set to the far pin, roll by Marshall, dead center. Up back row by Havicost. Help bumps that far side, Faleo. Spins it down the far line and in for the kill. What a rally for both teams. Both sides doing some wild things to keep the ball in play. The Plainsmen given the point, lead 2-1 in the third. Havicost angling the serve far side. Set to the far pin for Marshall, who waylays it through the block of the net and in for the kill. Serve ends up in the hands of Hallie Wynn. Wynn crawling the net cord. Nice read by Health to control it and keep it up. Far side Faleo into the block and off the antenna. Devine with her third. Some wild receives on the previous point. That one was just heady. Health just kind of hesitating on the dig to be able to control it a little better. Faleo just hesitating on the swing to be able to angle it a little bit better. Some of the lesser respected things in this sport. Chintala whips the serve far side on Marshall. Quick set down the middle. Wing up on the front row. One-handed bump alive for Jorge and a free over by Wiersma. Back set. Near side. Swing deep by Smulin. Near pin. Swing for Help. Off the block as Smulin gets the tool kill. Hell safe kill of the match. 4-2 Plainsmen in the third. Chintala angles a serve far side. Free ball be run into the net with a collision on the Marshall swing. The Plainsmen off to a 5-2 advantage in the third, up 2-0. All angled down back row. Far pin set Marshall. Huge hammering in for the kill. I really like Liv Marshall a lot. I like the game that she's put together today. over the 3 matches I've had the opportunity to cover her. Plainswomen have just done a good job. They serve really well. I've talked about it in previous matches about cutting the court in half and not just serving dead center and essentially allowing a double in front of those pins every single time. Serve from Taysom, mishandled back row by Wiersma. Still Faleo able to get the ball across to the swing of Ani Health near side. Health assisted Faleo earlier. Favor return. 9th kill of the match for Health, and Faleo will take a seat for Nuzo to serve. Nuzo at 6'3", knuckler down the middle to single, run it down the bump over right into the radar zone of Nerea Alvarez Jorge, and Nerea dumps it down with 2. (7-3) NJC. Nuzo flies it, pushing deep, bumps that up in the far side into the net, not the block, didn't get through to Reuter on the swing of Marshall. (8-3) NJC. Nuzo tumbles it down the middle onto Singa. Turn, dumps that over the net. Diving up by Chintala. Health down the near line. She'll tumble it deep. Ball run up high. Marshall with the bump free. Back over right into the radar zone. Ani Health. Collision on a second touch and just a free run over. Up by Reuter. Back to Reuter. Down the middle. Obliterated deep. Ball dug back onto the Plainswoman side, and Reuter trying to push it down. Yeah. Nerea got into the net trying to get up and help with the block. So a blocking error for the first time in the match on the Plainswomen. But up 8-4. The serve's handed to Liv Marshall, the freshman from Lehigh, Utah. Marshall handed by Wiersma, set for Health, tool kill, her 10th of the match. So both outsides for the Plainswomen did double figures in kills, 13 for Havikos, 10 for Ani Health. Havikos back in on the front row as Health will take the serve. Health firing it down the far side. Set to the far pin and a push by Crosby, too deep and out. Snow trying to find energy, but that tank of fumes is now on droplets of fumes at this point. Serve just too big and out for Ani Health. In a single match situation, which is what they'll play inside Region 18 play, this Snow team is capable of hanging with the likes of Salt Lake, USU Eastern. Havikos off the block at the net, got the touch and the kill. She has 14 in the match. I haven't seen CSI yet, have not had the opportunity to watch them. They're within that region as well. But I'm confident in saying I would be genuinely shocked if Snow finished any lower than third. Hitting air into the net for Kaylee Parrish on the Snow side. Anna Reuter will take the serve for NJC. Timeout taken by Snow. Brought to you by Coons Pump and Well Supply. Don't wait until the last minute to solve your irrigation well and watering problems. Call them today, 970-522-2035. It's going to be interesting to follow the rest of this season because for many of these teams, this is about the last weekend where they play big nationally ranked teams, those that are also nationally ranked like NJC and NIMI and I would imagine Indian Hills, even, lumping Snow and Iowa Western into that bunch, and Western Nebraska, who have either been ranked or receiving votes. Wyobraska tournament next weekend. NJC only has 2 matches in that. Friday we'll have coverage of both right here on 94.5 The Ranch, and Tuesday against Casper. But then we head to regional play. So you go away from those matchups where you see number 2 versus number 4 and number 5 versus number 16. And you get into regional play where there's probably only going to be about 2 ranked teams in each region, unless you're Florida or Texas, because they've got quite a healthy end. And so to see these teams, these are really the last chances you have to make an indelible impression on the ranking committee to keep yourself where you are. Not that those rankings mean anything until you get out of your region. This is that last chance to say, hey, we belong here. And so a situation like what NJC's in, they lost to New Mexico Military last weekend. Indian Hills beat New Mexico Military today. So now the Plainswomen, they can find a way to beat New Mexico, or Indian Hills can essentially wipe away that loss to New Mexico Military by saying, hey, we beat somebody that beat them and they beat us, so we're all equal. So tomorrow morning's 10 a.m. match, very key in that regard. Not that the team thinks about that, but I'm allowed to think about that kind of thing. Serve forward, far side, fielded by Crosby, turning the roll shot, punched up by Burdett, who came in on the timeout to Habakost. Tool kill, that's 15 in the match for Katie Habakost. Moreover, in national seedings, you're really only going to have these opportunities to be able to say, yeah, head-to-head, this is where these teams belong. Far side swipe into the net for Kira Crosby. She put everything she had into that jump and just nothing left in those legs after the draining last 24-ish hours the Badgers have undergone. Reuter up 14-5, make it 15-5, picks up an ace. I'm excited to see what Snow does tomorrow. You get a full night of rest. You have an opportunity to be the version of yourself that you know you can be. I don't think this is a team that'll get aced an average of 4 times a set like they have today. Sliding up off the block. Jorge gets it. Burdett to Habakost, who punches it down the line. Far pin for Crosby over the top of the block. It hit the line judge and not the block, so therefore it is a hitting error, not a tool kill. The student section finding an opportunity to chant as much as they possibly can. Soccer team not here today. They're up in Casper, opened up regional play this weekend as Anna Reuter served it too big and out, and that'll end her run at the line, 16-6 NJC. Reuter will take a seat. Gabby Oos will be replaced on the front row by Kennedy Halper, who we saw in the second set. Wouldn't surprise me if we see Conger and One Wonders, although Naran Alvarez Jorge running a 5-1. One wonders if you may not see NJC try to unfurl the 6-2. They haven't done it a lot this season, but it's, I know, something they want to work on in case they need it. Serve down the middle, fielded by Nuzzo. Jorge bumps that Habakost cross. Sliding up back by Grace Hawley. Back set near side, cross deep. Back row up by Nuzzo, near side Habakost. Tumbles it and tickles the back line. 16 kills for Katie Habakost. And here's the 6-2. Ask and ye shall receive. Plainswomen will bring Taza Conger in as the new right side, and Emma Meyer, the sophomore from Lehigh, Utah, will serve. 17-6 in this third set. Meyer, too big and out on her serve. She was an exceptional server last year, 54 aces in her freshman campaign. Somebody gave the student section a roster, and they're just randomly chanting names on the snow side now. 17-7. Serve fielded by Havikas, set to Havikas, near side, punches it down the line, handed up and not cleanly, back row, and it'll go down. Katie Havikas, 17. 19 kills last night for the Plainswomen's Ani Health, who now returns in on the front row. 17 kills for Katie Havikas in a sweep tonight. Grace Yoder is on to serve. This adjusts the Plainswomen defense because of Yoder's strengths. The former libero last year knuckles a serve into the net. Yoder commanding the back right of the defense. Chintala center back and Health left back. And Snow will take a timeout. Brought to you by Better Electric, covering all your electrical work from residential to commercial to agricultural. Better does matter. 970-521-1030. Archives available on our social media at KPMX Sports on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks to Better Electric. There's so much depth on this NJC team. I talked about it early in the season. I didn't talk about it last night as we were focused on the alumni. Taza Conger, Grace Yoder, and Emma Meyer all were regular rotation players last year that are not this year. They don't even see the floor this season. And so now getting this opportunity, you have to make the most of what you can, because should any situation arise, you need to be ready. They've been wonderful cheerleaders this year, wonderful supporters. Conger, I believe, is one of the captains of this team. 18-8. Serve fielded by Yoder, back row. Meyer with the up and help from the 10-foot line. Hops hands. Run down near side by Curbs. Back set and off the block of the net. Conger will hand it up on the swing from Smulin. Two-hit violation on the dump over attempt for the Plainswomen from Halper to make it 18-9. NJC's run the 6-2 the last several years under Coach Crispin. Back to the 5-1 this year, so this is their traditional form. Yoder, a Rye on the receive. Meyer sets near side for Health, who bangs the block of the net. Far side, Marshall ping-pongs around, off the block, off the net, off the block again, and down. Liv Marshall with her third kill of the set, sixth of the match. Back within 18-10. Serve controlled up by Yoder. Meyer keeping it in play on the Plainswomen side and then freed over by Health. Backset near side off the block of the net goes Smulin, and she'll get the kill. There's still some life left in the Badger Club. 18-11. Serve fielded by Yoder. Meyer, beautiful set near side to Health, who is turned back at the net by Smulin and Keisel. We've seen Snow actually outblock the Plainswomen this evening. Plainswomen's second best blocking team in the nation, Snow top 20. We hadn't seen the Snow block in the first two matches. It's come to life here, especially in this third set. Hallie Wynn's serve is too big and out, 19-12 NJC. Winnie Chintala will serve. Chintala tumbles it on to Singa. Set to the far pin. Marshall, big attack, dug free over by Grace Yoder. Back set near side left hip, push back over by Reuter. Scramble to keep him playing. Marshall will free it over. Plainswomen will look to use it. Up by Chintala. Meyer backs at far side. Conger swipes it through the block of the net. Keeping it out of the net are the Badgers, and freeing over is Tasinga. Backs at far side. Conger pushes to the near side. Induced the block into the net. She had the hitting error, but she got Keisel reaching on the Snow side to make it 20-12. Taza has a very different swing than anybody else on the floor. 20-12, Chintala with the serve. Fiota by Tosinga back row. Set down the middle into the block at the net of Reuter. Meyer will set to the near side, and Helf covered up by Grace Yoder, but then Helf couldn't get her momentum going back on the right direction, and that will give the Badgers a point. Off the block. Kaylee Parrish, right side hitter, and Kareen Taysom setter in for the Snow Badgers. Serve knuckles down the middle. Yoder and Chintala both backing off. Yoder was center back. Chintala right back. Getting Grace into a more comfortable position. Serve down the middle. Yoder popping it up, and Reuter got right in the way of Meyer. No communication on the Plainsman side. A lot of unfamiliar faces with one another on the floor right now. On that setter to be the quarterback to be making the most noise. Snow back within 5. Serve knuckles near side up by Helf. Meyer will back up far side. Conger crushes it to the near. Run down, roll shot, play deep, handed up by Meyer. Yoder with the bump set to the near side for Helf. Turn back, just too wide and out. The block was right there. Ani Helf gets her 11th kill of the match by inches. And the Plainsmen do have their ability to 6-2 sub here. Ray Alvarez Jorge will come in as the front row setter. So this is not actually a 6-2. It's a hybrid 5-1. Nuzzo with the serve. Nuzzo tumbles it down the middle. Popped up by Tosinga. Far side Marshall through the block at the net and gets the kill. Liv Marshall with 4 kills in the set, 7 in the match. Badgers will hand the serve to the player the student section's been chanting for. We've not seen her today. Esther Cox, freshman from Alton, Utah. We'll see her first action of the tournament. Cox, strong down the middle. Fiota by Chintala. Near side Helf angles it wide, too wide and out. Snow back within 4, 21-17 in this third set. Serve tumbled down the middle, fielded by Nuzzo. Jorge sets for Helf into the block, covered up by Yoder. Block was in the net after they touched the ball, and it was covered up. So Snow gives away a point. That will bring Katie Habakost in on the front row, the leading attacker in the match with 17 kills. NJC may not have much left in the substitution regard. They may not be able to change anybody out here outside of the libero. Serve for Helf, fielded back row, set far side, hopping hands on the swing at the net is Larson. Back set far side, Nuzzo dig free over. Run up by Helf, turn dump set over the net by Nerea. Far pin over the top of the block of the net goes the attack of Larson, handed up by Helf. Near side Habakost tips it, diving up. Set near side into the block of the net. Smealin out of system. The Badgers get a point again. Smealin's third kill of the match, 22-18. Ani Helf will be replaced by Avery Burdett. Helf hobbling a bit as she goes to the bench. Looks to be walking a bit heavy on that right leg. Kind of stumbled a bit on a receive on the serve. Maybe just tweaked something. Handed it up by Burdett on the serve. Back row set for Habakost. She'll cross it far side. Back to the near. Climbing net court. Burdett sliding dig up. Set to the near side. Habakost into the block. Covered up by Jorge. Chintala bump set. Habakost again. She'll roll shot it short and find the floor. 18th kill of the match. Plainsmen have a bit more momentum as Anna Reuter will serve. Reuter was replaced earlier by Halper. 23-18. Ruder Knuckler down the middle. Dumps that over the net and down. That is another kill for Corrine Taysom. 4th of this match, 7th through 3 matches today as a back row setter. Diminutive in stature at 5'6", but does not telegraph that dump very much. Sometimes you can read those back row setters, but she is not one that does. It's caught me off guard nearly every single time. Serve from the Badgers, fielded by Nuzzo, set to Havikos. Down the line, she'll waylay it. Far pin, into the block at the net, and Ray Alvarez, Jorge denying Maggie Larson. The Plainswomen, 5 match points at 24-19. Conger in on the front row, Jorge. With the serve. Nice field back row by Holly. Set up, roll shot off the block of the net by Larson. Shoot set to the near side. Havikos into the block and gets the kill. Havikos, 19th of the match, gives the Plainswomen the third set 25-19 and ends the first day of the 40th annual Sheila Worley Invitational. 3-0. Plainswomen win. Post-game show next on the Eastern Plains Sports Network.
It was either her or Nerea. She had 30 assists. And those 4 aces. And the 4 assists. 13. Well, she had 12. I think it was 13-0 because you won. You sided out. So, do you want to go first? You want her? Whichever. She's not too sweaty. I know. I thought you just wanted drier hands.
It might be sweaty by the time it comes off my head.
Back at Jackson and Edwards Arena on the post-game show, Plainswomen winning a sweep against the Snow College Badgers. Post-game brought to you by Advanced Agri Solutions. Full plan of seafood and water for your field. Get ready for your growing season with Dusty and Roxy McCormick, 970-571-2024. I'm Ben Bleckett, joined by, the stud of the match in Katie Havikos. 19 kills over 3 sets. What were you seeing today? What were you feeling? Because you didn't really have a great match last night. You looked way different out there today.
Yeah, I think just everything felt a little better this match. Our defense really stepped up, got a lot of balls right to our setter. We just executed really well, and I don't think we let up.
You know, Snow played their third match of the day. They've been on the court all dang day. You had to stand around. Which is harder, having to play 3 in a day like what they did, or having to stand around all day and wait your turn?
Definitely having to play 3 in one day. I think that's a little tough.
Definitely commendable there, but their block really got in there. How, with a block of that presence, because you haven't seen much of that. I mean, you saw some of it last weekend in Salt Lake, but how do you adjust your swings? Because you did everything today. You used a whole wide range of swings to avoid the block.
I think with a bigger block, it's really beneficial to know how to tool off of it. It's also good to have the set pulled off of it, to have more options to hit around it, hit through it. Yeah.
You guys have been obviously on a roll so far this season. Now you know that you come into tomorrow, first and last match, another big day for you. What's the mindset over the next 14 hours until you take the court again to make sure you're in the right spot?
I think just go. I think we all have a really good mindset of what we want to do with tomorrow and for the rest of the season, and I think all of us are in a really good mental spot to just be able to just go out there tomorrow and just go. Absolutely.
That's Katie Havikas. She is our DDC Plainswoman of the Contest, brought to you by Gordon Insurance. Be prepared for everything life throws at you: car insurance, life insurance, farm insurance, crop insurance at Gordon Insurance, all across eastern Colorado. Now joined by head coach Kinsey Chrisman. Talk about Katie, because she didn't look like herself last night, and she was a different human being out there today.
Yeah, so Katie is just one of those kids. She's a gamer. And, I mean, everyone's going to have those off days. And kudos to the rest of our team for kind of stepping up last night to help us get that win when she was off. But she just had that mindset of, like, last night was last night and today's today. It's a different game. And we made a little bit of an adjustment, and we put her a little bit higher, knowing with her being a 6'2" outside that she can tool a lot. And, honestly, she hit over the block a lot tonight, too, which was kind of cool. So just little adjustments to help her out, and she played fantastic.
30 of your 41 kills today came from your outside hitters. What did you see that you felt that both outsides could succeed?
I think that it's awesome that our outsides are getting so many kills. Honestly, I would like to see a little bit more balanced offense, because once we get to postseason and things like that, any smart team is going to start cheating to our outsides to try to slow them down. So I'd like to see if we can get our middles going a little bit more, just so that we can pull the block. But, I mean, kudos to our outsides, especially Ani. I mean, Ani's leg is hurting a little bit. We're going to see if we can get her some treatment. We had to pull her back row a little bit to try and give her some rest. But, I mean, when you're putting that many balls away, you've got to be a little bit tired. So kudos to them.
No doubt about that. And kudos to your setter. She was the other one that I was kind of toying with as player of the match. 12-0 run on her serve, 30 assists, 4 total aces, and 4 kills. Nerea just takes everything to a different level here at NJC, doesn't she?
Oh, she's insane. I mean, she is changing, I think, the offense of NJC volleyball. In the past, we've had to run a 6-2 because we've had a little bit of smaller setters, which has worked. And this is the first year I've ever gotten to run a 5-1 in my career, and having a setter that just is able to run the show and not necessarily need the encouragement of who to set and when to set. Her volleyball IQ is so high, and she just understands the game.
We don't talk often about your opponents, but Snow College deserves major kudos for what they did today. Played 3 matches, and they didn't get in till late last night because of travel trouble. That team is a bunch of gamers.
Oh, 100%, and that's hard. And I talked with the coach beforehand. I'm like, hey, do you guys really want 5? He goes, nope, we want it. And playing 3 games is hard enough, let alone they had to play 2 back-to-back this morning. Like, they're running on not much gas, and so kudos to them. That's really, really hard to do.
Absolutely. So headed into tomorrow, Indian Hills at 10 a.m., Iowa Western at 5:30. I said on air, this is kind of your final chance against those nationally ranked foes to be able to leave an impact on voters' minds as to who Northeastern volleyball is. Besides win, what do you want to achieve tomorrow?
More balanced offense. We've got to be able to get middles going. I think I finally saw a little bit of a spark in Gabby. She's starting to put some heat behind the ball, like the Gabby that we saw last year. She's been battling some shoulder issues, and so we're getting her rehabbed up and ready to rock and roll. And I'd like to see a little bit more block. I don't really think our block popped off tonight like it usually does, which is a little bit harder when you have teams that like to that deep corner shot with a team like Snow. I'm hoping with Indian Hills and Iowa Western, they have some kids that really like to swing and swing fast, so if we can shut some people down, that'd be a bonus.
Absolutely. Come on out and join us. Coach, thank you for joining us today. 14-2, not a bad way to head into the second day, right?
Not at all. We're not done yet.
not done yet. We're still a long ways done from the season. That's Coach Kinsey Chrisman. I'm Ben Bleckett. Tomorrow morning we'll come on air about 9:40 from the 40th Annual Sheila Worley Invitational, presented by the Eastern Plains Sports Network.